Well, acorn squash is in season, and preparing it, we hear, could not be easier.
CBS 2's Stephanie Tantillo shows us how.
Today's market table is going to be focused on acorn squash. Acorn squash from the fall all the way through the winter is at its absolute prime. It's just delicious. When you see it in the store, you want to notice the coloring first and foremost. If it has too much of this orange, it'll be a little bit dry inside. So you want to have a nice balance, mostly green, and make sure the skin isn't too shiny. That means it was picked before it was ripe. Now, when you bring acorn squash home, store it in a cool, dry place. And of course, heavy for its size. That means the inside is nice and moist. Now, when it comes to cooking acorn squash, we're going to head over to the Little Beet Table right now, and Chef Franklin Becker is going to show us an absolutely incredible way to enjoy it. The Little Beet Table in Flatiron is an offshoot of the fast casual Little Beet. Vegetable-driven and seasonally focused, this healthy and complete menu has something for everyone to enjoy. Hey guys, welcome to the Little Beet Table. I'm here with Chef Franklin Becker, and what are we making today here?
We're going to do a simple acorn squash dish. I love acorn squash during the season. It's just, you know, it's that feel-good dish. We're actually going to dry roast these. Just going to sprinkle a little sea salt on, and it's going to go into about a 350-degree oven for approximately a half an hour, ballpark, half an hour.
After it's first dry roasted, we go into the next few steps.
Just going to take the honey. We're just going to drizzle it lightly, a touch more sea salt.
And then after the black pepper, you're going to throw this back in the oven?
I'm going to throw this in the oven.
Okay.
And I'm going to leave it there for approximately 7 to 8 minutes, maybe 10, on 525 degrees. I'm just going to take a little bit of lemon zest. I'm going to kind of scatter that on. I'm going to take a little bit of chili pepper. I'm going to spice up the squash a touch. We have a little bit of pecorino, so the raw honey is going to give you more of the that finished sweetness.
Right.
Okay. And then the cheese is going to give you that bite, that sheep milk bite. So I'm going to take a little bit of lemon oil, and this is just extra virgin olive oil that's been infused with some lemon.
Beautiful.
Okay. And lastly but not least.
Definitely not least.
Okay, we're going to take some hazelnuts. So that's the finished dish.
For CBS 2 News, I'm Stephanie Tantillo. Mouthful.
We're hungry now.
Looks good.
Time now, 7:26. Coming up, a classical instrument with a hip-hop twist. A native New Yorker spreading the love through the sound of music.
This is CBS 2 News Sunday morning.
Every cup has a story.
I love the taste.
Always smooth, never bitter.
My cup of coffee is always awesome when I go to Dunkin'.
I see the steam rising off the cup because you know it's a fresh pot.
1 cup a day for sure, 2 if need be. And it's usually need be.
Dunkin', your place for coffee.
We gave people a mind-blowing ride in what they thought was our most advanced Ultima race car. Then, we just blew their minds.
It's just crazy that this is like the car. I was just it.
The 2015 Nissan Altima with blind spot warning and zero-gravity seats. Lease today just $189 per month, or get 0% APR for up to 60 months. Altima, from the most fuel-efficient lineup in America. Shop ChooseNissan.com. Nissan, innovation that excites.
We didn't know Justin had a serious addiction problem until he was 24 years old, and that's when he told us he was using heroin. He was good looking, he was smart, he didn't want to be a drug addict. He couldn't live without drugs, and he died from it. I take him everywhere I go, and he's taken me places I never thought I'd be.
Learn more about the warning signs of addiction at combatheroin.ny.gov.
People of the coffee drinking world, Dunkin' has a dark roast coffee that's deliciously roasted just right for a bold start and smooth finish that's never bitter. Put down the dark roast you've been putting up with and reach for the one you deserve. America runs on Dunkin'.
A Bronx teaching assistant faces serious time behind bars after she was charged with raping a mentally ill student. We're live with the story.
A gruesome discovery inside a Bergen County home. A mother and father found stabbed to death just feet away from their baby boy.
And the 6 lucky numbers are, we have the Powerball drawing, and see if it could change your life forever if you're the big winner. CBS 2 News Sunday Morning continues right now.
Live from Studio 46, this is CBS 2 News This Morning.
Good morning. Coming up on 7:30 on this Sunday, February 8th, I'm Andrea Grimes.
And I'm Diane Macedo. The day's top stories are straight ahead. But first, meteorologist Vanessa Murdoch has a look at that weather forecast for you. More snow on the way, but at least a little bit warmer today, right?
Yeah, there is snow on the way. I want to say it's mainly north of the city. We're going to see any substantial snowfall totals with the storm moving in tomorrow. The city looks more like a wintry mix. Ice, sleet, really just a mess. But today is looking not too bad. It's not going to be bright and shiny, but it won't be wet.
Very cool.
I know, this is an amazing shot. Can we take this full screen just to show everybody what it looks like close up and personal? Take a look. The tallest residential building in the Western Hemisphere. This is what it looks like if you're above the clouds, folks. Do you see them just kind of peeking up above the clouds? And the rest of the skyline underneath the cloud deck this morning, but that building is rising above. Pretty cool shot there. And if it were sunny out, then they would be seeing sunshine atop the building as well. As far as temperatures go, most of us under cloudy skies, and it's 35 degrees in the city, 27 in Liberty, 31 in Stamford. On the Vortex satellite and radar picture, you can see the ample cloud cover moving on through. We'll also likely see a few breaks in the clouds today, but on the whole, it will be a mainly cloudy day with the opportunity for a little bit of wet weather. But as we warm into the mid and upper 30s with a high of 40 today, any wet weather that falls in the city will be in the form of rain. North of the city, a bit more of a mix, and then well north of the city for Sullivan, Ulster, and Dutchess, any passing showers today will be in the form of snow. Now, by 7 o'clock tonight, we start to see the beginnings of our next winter storm, and it will be snow for Sullivan, Ulster, and Dutchess counties beginning in the light variety around 7 o'clock tonight. So that's where it starts. We'll have the whole breakdown of the storm in my full forecast. Andrea and Diane, back to you.
Vanessa, thank you. A developing story this morning. A Bronx teaching assistant is facing several felony charges this morning.
She's accused of raping a mentally ill student. CBS 2's Alana Gold has more on the story from Bronx Criminal Court. Alana?
Diane, the suspect is 29-year-old Maria Contreras, and she was just fired over these disturbing allegations. Here's what we know. Up until her arrest last night, Contreras was a teacher's assistant at the Bronx Academy of Letters. It's a public middle and high school. Police say the victim is mentally ill. He's 14 years old, and they believe he's a student at the academy. They say there was no misconduct at the school. It all happened at Contreras' apartment on Barker Avenue in the Bronx. According to investigators, this is where she raped the teen multiple times. They tell us the inappropriate relationship started on November 11th and lasted for about a week. The victim supposedly told his mother about this, and she then notified police. The Department of Education did give us a statement that says these allegations are incredibly disturbing. Ms. Contreras has been removed from her position and will no longer be employed by the DOE. We are working with the NYPD on their investigation. Contreras is expected to face a judge here at criminal court later on today. We're live in the Morrisania section of the Bronx this morning. Ilana Gold, CBS 2 News.
All right, Alana, thanks. New this morning, Columbia University is taking steps to help prevent sexual assault. Effective immediately, all university students will be required to complete a sexual respect course. Students will learn about sexual and gender-based misconduct. The university will release more details this week.
The New York State Assembly's new speaker is set to meet with Mayor de Blasio today in Brooklyn to talk about protecting and strengthening rent laws. The meeting comes just a day after Carl Hastie appeared in Harlem, where he joined the Reverend Al Sharpton at the National Action Network. He spoke about being the first African-American speaker.
This is a tremendous opportunity for our community. For the first time, to have one of us to sit at the table.
Hastie took over as Speaker after Sheldon Silver resigned following an arrest on federal corruption charges.
Well, Russian President Vladimir Putin is expected to join talks as part of a new push for a ceasefire by Ukraine's president and other world leaders. Ukraine's president and Putin will confer with the leaders of Germany and France by phone today. Meanwhile, Vice President Joe Biden and Secretary of State John Kerry took part in a security conference in Munich yesterday. They're hoping a peace plan can be worked out.
We believe we should attempt an honorable peace, but we also believe the Ukrainian people have a right to defend themselves.
More than 5,000 people have been killed in the conflict since the fighting began in April. The UN says the bloodshed has gotten worse over the past 2 weeks.
Well, you get another chance. No one won last night's big Powerball jackpot. It is now an estimated $450 million. The next drawing will be on Wednesday.
All right, time now 7:34. What's in and what's out? We have the skinny on the spring trends. And when it comes to your feet, up next, head to the shoe show.
And a home that looks more like a church, and it has a movie star history. Living Large is coming up.
But first, here's Vanessa Murdoch with your forecast.
All right, the forecast looking okay today, seasonably cool. We have another winter storm on the way that will not only plague your morning commute, but likely your evening commute tomorrow, maybe even your Tuesday morning commute. I'll have all the details coming up in my full forecast. Remember though, rain or shine, you can have the forecast anytime with the CBS New York weather app. You can also check live radar and send us your weather pictures and video. It's free in the iTunes store.
This Pocono Mountain Peak is brought to you by the Pocono Mountains Visitors Bureau. Life's greater in the Pocono Mountains.
This portion of CBS 2 News is brought to you by Raymore and Flanigan.
The best deals of the year are here. It's Raymore and Flanigan's President's Day sale, delivering presidential savings on everything in the store. Save over $600 on this gorgeous living room. Save $400 on this 7-piece dining set.
Have you checked out the financing?
How's 0% interest for 60 months?
Perfect.
The President's Day sale going on now. Welcome to Raymore and Flanigan.
CBS 2 salutes Black History Month.
He won over 800 matches and was the first African American to play for the U.S. Davis Cup team. Arthur Ashe was a leader, an activist, a hero. After he retired from the game and announced he had AIDS, he told the world, "I am not a victim, I am a messenger." Celebrate his legacy and learn more about Black history.
This Black History Moment is brought to you by CBS 2.
Your car's transmission has 800 pieces. That means there are 800 things that could go wrong. And when something does go wrong, there's only one place to go, AMCO. We're the transmission experts with over 50 years experience rebuilding and replacing transmissions.
Is money a little tight this month? AMCO is now offering easy payment plan options for any repair needed on your vehicle. You can fix it fast and pay it off slow. Now at AMCO.
Weather on the go. Download the new CBS New York weather app now.
It is a foggy start to your Sunday morning, 34 degrees, 7:37. Vanessa says it'll be a warm one with temperatures today around 40. If you consider that warm. Well, if you're tired of trudging around in snow boots, we've got a treat for you this morning.
The latest styles for spring have just been unveiled in Midtown. CBS 2's Cindy Shu takes us to the shoe show.
Welcome to a shoe lover's dream where store buyers decide what will hit the shelves. Alicia Chicaglione with the Fashion Footwear Association of New York says florals are blooming.
This is a shoe that I love. It has the texture, the embossed leather with the floral on top.
There's also black and white in heels and flats. Kelly Leonard says you'll see lots of laser cutting.
What's so cool about her, despite her really cool laser, is the laser detail on the wedge, which is just super unique and fun.
And the Gladiator heel is still hot, along with more subtle surprises like a shot of color on the sole. If you're looking for something more classic and comfortable,
it's a slingback, so that's also added comfort, and it has a shorter heel. They'll look killer, but they won't kill you.
For super comfort, there's the chic sneaker.
The scallop detail. She's super flexible, has a lot of padding, so she's super comfortable. Rubber outsole, so just like a really fun, cute little sneaker.
And take a look at these pointy toe flats that come in all sorts of colors. And they'll give you a little height with a cork platform sole. And there are tons of boots here with lots of great detail. Just look at these heels. And then when I passed this pair, I had to try them on. This one has animal print, a zipper all the way up the side, and they're over the knee. The experts here tell me that's really popular right now. There's also the peep toe bootie with some fringe and chains. Others a pop of color. And if you're looking to look taller without slipping in the snow,
we have the hidden wedge, which gives you about 3 inches.
So lots of choices as we dream of spring. In Midtown, Cindy Hsu, CBS 2 News.
The shoe show is not open to the public, but many of those styles will be in stores by next month. I could have used those wedges when I had to interview the mayor.
That's very true. And what better reporter to send to the shoe show than Cindy Hsu herself? We love her. Let's head over to Vanessa Murdoch now. May need those snow boots tomorrow in the morning.
You will need them, and especially want the ones with some good tread, because for many of us, this will be mainly sleet and freezing rain. It will be more snow to the north of the city. So a big mess expected again tomorrow. Morning commute affected. The evening commute may be even more impacted by the storm. We'll talk specifics on that momentarily. Right now, I want to check in with our weather watchers. It's a pretty decent start to the day. I know you're saying, what is she talking about? But right now, temperatures are starting off about 20 degrees warmer than they were 2 mornings ago. So looking good at 32 in and around the city. Let's head up north. We'll head toward 29 degrees here in Tompkins Cove, says Walter Cintron. 29 degrees, mainly cloudy. He also was nice enough to share this photo with us this morning, and he says, dreaming of spring. This little squirrel out and about trying to collect some nuts. Well, he better stock up, because tomorrow will be very challenging, especially north of the city, to find anything on the ground. There we could see as much 6 as high as 12 inches of snow for places like Ulster and Dutchess counties. So things certainly shaping up to be interesting tomorrow, and very treacherous on those roadways. Right now, Charlie Hoffman says it's 27 degrees in Narrowsburg. He's got plenty of clouds there as well. Relative humidity at 87%. Yes, we could see some precipitation today, but the main event is tomorrow. Let's take you live outside, show you this awesome picture one more time. Very cool. We've got a low cloud deck obscuring much of the skyline, and then of course we have overcast skies above the tallest residential building in the Western Hemisphere. Right now, overcast skies and 35. We have east winds at 9 miles per hour, and then it's here we go again. Another Monday where we're talking about a messed up commute. This is another storm that's cold versus warm, and in the city we're going to be tucked right in between, right on that rain snow line, which means ice and sleet expected from this storm. So messy Monday morning and evening commute. Very treacherous roads expected tomorrow. Early, worst places will be north of the city, because it is going to be all snow to the north, and it starts tonight. Now, freezing rain and ice, big concerns with this storm. Here's a go. Winter storm warning for Sullivan and Ulster, as well as Dutchess counties. Everybody in purple is under a winter weather advisory. You say, why? Well, because we really don't anticipate excessive snowfall in these places, but we do have icing concerns. On the Vortex satellite and radar picture right now, skies are overcast. We could see a few stray rain showers in the city today. North of the city, a few showers with a mix, and then for places like Sullivan, Ulster, Dutchess, any showers that fall today will be in the form of snow. Then as we get into the evening hours, the main event starts to roll into town. It will start as snow north of the city. So here's how we see things timing out with this next winter weather maker. It is 9 a.m. this morning, mainly cloudy out there. Through the day, some passing showers. Tonight, 8 o'clock, this is when we start to see the beginning of our winter storm. It will start as snow north of the city. As we go toward 3 a.m., it's more of a wintry mix through Orange and Putnam. The wet weather starts to shift down as we head toward the morning commute. So as you make your morning commute, especially north of the city, expect slick roadways out there. In the city, by 8 o'clock, I expect a wintry mix moving through. So that would be sleet, freezing rain, a little bit of snow. As we head toward 3 o'clock, closer to that evening commute now, we are looking at mainly snow north and northwest of the city. But through the city, across Long Island, it will be a wintry mix with rain to the south. 6 o'clock, as people are trying to make their way home, you see what's happening here. We've got steady snow, steady sleet and freezing rain falling. Very messy as you make your evening commute. Overnight, we continue to see wet weather moving through, but now it's in the form of snow for all of us. The storm system is out of here Tuesday morning, but will the roadways be clear? I expect you could still see some slowdowns on your Tuesday morning commute. As far as totals in the city of snow, 1 to 3 inches, 6 to 12 inches well to the north. Icing a big concern with this. We could see a 1/4 to a 1/2 inch of ice accumulating out there. So power problems, again, a possibility, but not a certainty with this storm. 40 degrees today. Enjoy the warmth while it lasts. It is going to disappear. Tomorrow, 34 with that wintry mess moving through. Tuesday, it's 36 with sunshine but breezy. Wednesday into Thursday, we're right around the freezing mark with a little more snow shower activity. And I say enjoy 40 while it lasts, because Friday, your high will be 18 degrees, and it's going to feel like single digits with the wind chill.
Can't wait to be reporting that morning out in the cold.
I know.
Bundling up.
Yeah.
Yeah, mentally preparing myself now.
That's a good idea.
Watching from home that day.
Thank
Lucky you.
Thanks, Vanessa.
Okay.
Well, it was some capital punishment for the Nets.
And the Knicks fall short as well. Here's Steve Overmeyer with your CBS 2 WFAN Sports Update.
The Islanders are a team that is trying to prove that they are Stanley Cup contenders, and they are. They are a solid young squad on the rise. They have speed, they have skill, a great scorer, an all-star goalie. But what happens when someone gets injured, or maybe the netminder has a night off? Do they have the depth? Boston can be a very unforgiving place for visiting teams. New York, though, got a nice start to the game. John Tavares, the captain, had an early 1-0 lead here on the power play. But Boston ended up tying it in the second, and then they took the lead off Chris Johnson, that in the third. New York has now lost 4 of their last 5 games. Rangers going for their 20th win in 25 games. They've done it this year on the offensive side. Rick Nash, power play, goal. His league-leading 33rd of the season. And you're asking your backup goaltender to beat Nashville on the road, and certainly a tall order for a Predators team who has the 2nd most points in the league. They scored twice just before the second intermission. Rangers come back, they tied it. But the Predators retook the lead with about 7 minutes left. Mike Ribeiro ended up nailing the game winner in Nashville, 3-2 the final. Meanwhile, the Devils has started to right the ship. They've won 5 of 6 here, but many wondered why Corey Schneider was given the night off in Montreal. Tell you, the Canadiens didn't have any problem with it. They lit the lamp 6 times against Keith Kincaid. 6-2 was the final over the Devils. Well, another ugly loss for the Nets last night, but then they got trolled by their opponent. After the game, Wizards center Marcel Gortat said, quote, "At the end of the day, it's still Brooklyn. We can't get too excited." You realize the Wizards came into this game losing 5 straight. The Nets were on a 4-game winning streak. Still, the Wizards dominated the opening half, outscoring the Nets 18-0 in transition points. Yeah, that's Chris Humphries. You remember him? And as usual, John Wall, a pretty tough guy to guard. Brooklyn ended up pleading no contest to the Wizards, 114-77 from D.C. Warriors and Knicks had blowout written all over it, not just because it's one of the best teams against one of the worst. New York was also without Carmelo Anthony. He took the night off. Golden State did not take the night off. The Warriors were on point. They had a 16-point lead, and that's Steph Curry. Expect to see a whole lot more of him this week. Remember, the NBA All-Star Game is coming to the Garden. And remember, he dropped 54 at the Garden a couple of years ago. Yeah, he'll be ready. Knicks put up a good fight. They still fall short, 106-92. For CBS 2 Sports, I'm Steve Overmeyer.
This morning's Living Large takes us to Greenwich, Connecticut. Mel Gibson bought the European Renaissance mansion in 1994 for $9.3 million.
See if you can figure out how much it's worth on the market today. Here's CBS 2's Emily Smith.
This Old Mill Road farm sits on 75 acres of land. It's a picturesque English Tudor. Inside, we met Tamar Lurie with Caldwell Banker.
Hi, Tamar. Good to see you.
Hey, how are you? So nice to see you. There's nothing else like it. It was built in 1927. Let me introduce you to the owners.
Richard and Margaret Lichter have lived here 3 years. It's a home that encompasses European charm.
This angel here belongs to someone?
That was Mel Gibson's angel. This was his house. We bought it from him. He bought the house when he was doing Braveheart. The walls are 16-inch solid stone. And this is the entry.
Into the great room, you see 45-foot ceilings and a Renaissance feel with original stained glass windows. This fireplace even has a secret passageway.
Through here, you don't even see it, but here you can go around through the house.
The walls in the library, all oak.
And you can see the ceiling, that's all the original.
The dining room's gigantic, with an antique table larger than life.
We purchased this from Mel Gibson.
From Mel, okay. The back lawn measures 610 feet. In warmer months, you can enjoy a full English maze and this, a life-size chess game. Back inside, the kitchen has multiple cooking zones. It's basically two kitchens side by side.
This is all part of the original. It's really solid, as you can see.
The master suite's renovated, but has the same antique, charming feel. Here's the closet, as large as a bedroom.
So this is the dressing room, closet area. This is huge. You have a table in the middle of your dressing room.
Yeah, just a nice area to sort of like hang out.
And the master bathroom, all marble with radiant heated floors. Finally, we headed down to the lower level. The owners haven't renovated it, but envision a wine cellar and tasting room.
I came actually from Europe to study interior design and architecture. So this is it's a dream come true, actually, doing a house like this.
To live large in Greenwich, Connecticut, it will cost you $31.5 million.
Beautiful home. Wow.
Increased in value from when Mel Gibson bought it. Very nice, like a postcard looking at it. Well, time now is 7:49. Coming up.
Wow. Talented musician takes his New York roots and travels the world with his violin, the way he wants to show love this Valentine's weekend.
This is CBS 2 News Sunday morning.
Hey there, neighbor. What are you working on? The View.
Uh-oh, better get Mako. For a limited time, Mako's half-off paint sale starts as low as $2.99. Mako, America's body shop.
It's never been easier to find a dentist. Watch.
Dentist.
Now you have to figure out which one takes your insurance. Okay, now a dentist you trust and feel comfortable going to. I know. At 1-800-DENTIST, we've helped over 8 million people find that right dentist. And we can do the same for you. So don't put it off. Call 1-800-DENTIST today.
At Secret Escapes, you can get up to 70% off luxury hotels. Keep that to yourself. Even the best hotels don't want empty beds. But that's strictly between us. Secret Escapes handpick their hotels and guarantee their members the best rates.
Who are you talking to, darling?
No one. Shh, quick, go, go! Join the worst kept secret in luxury travel. Secret Escapes.
Ringling Brothers and Barnum & Bailey presents Circus Extreme. Enter a world of extremes and experience the highest, fastest, strongest, most daring acts on the planet. Take a trip without leaving your seat and experience the amazement of seeing it live with your whole family. Circus Extreme. Tickets start at $15. Ringling Brothers presents Circus Extreme. Opens in the New York, New Jersey area February 19th at Barclays Center. Visit Ticketmaster.com for full show details. Tonight, after music's biggest night, ditching a therapist for a clairvoyant? Everyone has problems, but will you go to a psychic to solve them?
It's an energetic way of understanding your life.
It's not about tarot cards or crystal balls, but more and more people are getting readings to see their future.
To learn how you can get into the center of your head.
And they're even learning how to do it themselves. Psychic therapy. Tonight on CBS 2 News after the Grammy Awards.
Ice? What ice? Found it.
Uh-oh, better get Mako. For a limited time, take advantage of Mako's half-off paint sale. Mako, America's body shop.
From New York City to China to the UK to our nation's capital. Capitol and now right here in our studio. Contemporary violinist and New York native Damien Escobar's music has stamps across the globe, and he's here now in our studio. Thank you so much for being here.
It's a pleasure to be here.
So you grew up in Jamaica, Queens.
Born and raised.
When did you pick up a violin?
I had to actually take it in elementary school when I was 8 years old, and I fell in love with it. And I haven't looked back since.
Most people, when they think violin, they think classical music, but you have such a hip-hop to you. How did you merge hip-hop with the violin?
I tell people all the time, it's my neighborhood where I come from, and it's going to Juilliard on the weekends as a kid. I was married to Dr. Dre and Bach at the same time, and that's just kind of what came out.
And you graduated from Juilliard?
When I was 13.
When you were 13 years old.
I don't brag about it. It's nothing to brag about.
And it's been a whirlwind since then. You performed with your brother, right?
Yes, for years, and it was a great journey. And for the past couple of years, I've been on a solo journey now, and it's just been been a blessing.
And you've performed for presidents. You've performed all over the place.
I cannot complain. It's been a great journey, and now I'm here.
And now you're here.
And now I'm here.
And you're performing this week at the Cutting Room, right?
At the Cutting Room, A Night of Love with Damien Escobar. It's going to be my first concert in New York City in 2 years.
And you're going to perform something for us now? What are you going to play?
I'm going to perform Freedom, my debut single.
All right,
and
wonderful.
I hope everyone likes it.
Take it away.
Thanks a lot.
Early detection is critical in fighting cancer. A misdiagnosis or other errors can have serious consequences. For almost 40 years, Jacoby & Myers has successfully represented thousands of clients, winning them the money they need to take care of themselves and their families. You fight the cancer. We'll fight for you. Jacoby & Myers, winning serious injury lawsuits since 1972. Call 1-800-264-8590.
Huh. 15 minutes could save you 15% or more on car insurance.
Everybody knows that.
Well, did you know that words really can hurt you?
What?
Jesse, don't go! Jesse, no!
I'm sorry, Daisy, but I'm a loner. And a loner's gotta be alone. Yeah!
Geico. 15 minutes could save you 15% or more.
At Cancer Treatment Centers of America, there's a variety of very innovative options for treating tumors.
One of the most exciting of which is NanoKnife, a minimally invasive technique that can target tumors very precisely while reducing harm to healthy